Contrarians, welcome back to the Encrypted Capital Recap for Wednesday, August 31st. First off, got some green on the board today. Luna, in particular, looking really strong, up 21%. In total, I believe it's up over almost 100% since the lows here. I think it's actually more than 100% if I recall. Let's go ahead. We'll check out an hourly chart, shrink this down a bit here. Ignore my previous drawings. Let's see. So if we're going from the low right here, let's say, yeah, we'll go back to the 19th. What is that good? 12, 13 days or so. 140% in a very, very short period of time. We actually mentioned in our newsletter that we were purchasing Luna a while back. It's now starting to approach our entry. We definitely did buy a little early, but we had a feeling that what I'm about to show you was going to be right around the corner, and that's this article right here. We got Luna Classic pumps 70% on ambitions to wipe the past and revive the chain. The big red flag for us was the fact that Kraken did not pull Luna at all. They actually supported Luna as well as the new token that they were issuing, Luna 2.0, which we got for free. And in all reality, the amount that I invested, I literally just got back in Luna 2.0. So it was almost a free trade. Absolutely epic. Now, because we've been around the block for a while, I guess we were maybe able to see this, although we did not know that we were going to be getting Luna 2.0 at the time. But we did see that since Kraken did not pull it, it seemed very, very odd to us, the timing of everything, as well as the people involved in the crash. In our opinion, you got Dan Moorhead, Pantera Capital. For some reason, he was just able to play his cards right and exited $120, which, if you recall, was literally like the very top of the market. You have to figure that there's some sort of collusion or insider trading go on. When I go ahead and I pull this up here, I mean, just look at how far it fell in literally I believe it was like a week's time. Can't remember exactly, but again, you had all this buy volume coming in right here at the very, very bottom. Another red flag. Massive amounts of volume. People were scooping that shit up. So we decided to do the same. And sure enough, maybe this will play out for us. We did state in our newsletter that we were willing to ride down our position to zero. That was a very risky trade considering how far it had fallen, although we kind of just had, I don't know if it was just a feeling or what, but it just, how that all went down did not seem right to us. Because if you guys remember, what happened was they were going to take a snapshot and they were going to give Luna 2.0 to people that held before the crash, but they also rewarded people that bought after the crash. So, if you bought 100 coins at, $100 a pop or whatever, it's really not that much money. But if you're throwing in, $1,000 to $10,000 at the bottom, you're getting an absolute steal, in my opinion. And we got rewarded for it. At the time when it came out, Luna 2.0, for what we received, I want to say it was maybe about 50% of our total investment, maybe a little bit more. I can't recall exactly, but I know it was a lot. And a lot of people sold right then and there as soon as it went live, which a lot of the times is the best thing to do when you get a new asset like that. People kind of just want to take their money and run, and then they'll buy back lower. But like I said, Luna Classic getting revived here. Let's dive into this article here real fast. It says that it's up 70% since August 20th following the implementation of plans to revive the ailing network. It says that after rebranding in an attempt to distance itself from the past, and with the recent addition of new staking and token burning features, it's clear developers are taking active steps to win back investors. So also note here that Luna lost 99.9% of its value. So again, we always preach buying as far away from the all-time high as possible. Even on a coin like this, it's like it's almost worth just throwing in a few bucks or whatever you can afford. In case it does rebound heavily, you will be in the green. And so now, I don't think this is actually just because investors are now confident in Luna. It's really just that there's big money behind it and there's big gains coming out of it. I mean, what do we say? 140% is what was just made over the course of 12, 13 days, something like that. It's just because big money is playing in these assets. It has nothing to do with Joe Schmo down the street who's got, a measly 500 to throw into the market here. I mean, this is, massive, massive amounts of capital that's being tossed in there by institutions, in my opinion. That's what I think's happening. So again, trying to revive. That's the reason for the pumps. It says they're trying to attract new investors, but I mean, in all reality, like I said, it's just the whales are playing. The whales are playing, and supposedly, and what it looks like in the charts here, crypto is coming back. Bankman-Fried says so. That's the CEO of FTX, and he says crypto is coming back, and he didn't get nervous when Bitcoin hit 20K earlier this year. And I actually said this too, was that if you would have told me at 68K that Bitcoin's going to dip down and test previous all-time high of 20K, I would have totally believed you, because that's just what happens in the crypto market. Yeah, it sucks going through that stuff, but the way you really make some crazy gains is getting those big macro swings to the upside. I'm not really too worried about, which sounds crazy, but like these 70% retraces. I mean, been in this game long enough to see that this is how it plays out. And if you're able to hold on long enough, you will be in the green. Just like if you bought, you could have bought Bitcoin at the cycle highs every time over the last 3 or 4 cycles, and you'd be crushing it still, as long as you held on. You bought Bitcoin on that first run up to like 1100 when it tested the price of gold, right? Let's say you bought it at 1100. Well, it ended up going up to 64K, but you had to wait for it to fall back down to like $1.80. And when I say $1.80, I mean 180 bucks. Yeah, you got to go through that shit if you're trying to make some crazy gains. Even if you do buy at the wrong time, you can still come out on top. And I think that's what's important, is if you actually believe in crypto and you believe why you're here and you believe in the technology, you can make some crazy ass gains, as we've seen time and time again. It's the only people that lose are the people that sell at a loss, right? So let that shit mature. Forget about it. Pretend like you don't even have it if it's too much for you to take. But I do think that crypto could be coming back. We'll see. I think if we break past 17.5, that recent low where it scooped up all the liquidity underneath 20K, clearly we got some big problems going on, but I do think that a bottom could be forming here. But we're not probably going to know that at least for another month or two, if not more. If we start getting back up into the 40s, which would be ideal. I don't know how long that's exactly going to take, but I think the longer that it does take, I think the better shape that we might be in. So Bankman-Fried, happy to be called the JP Morgan of crypto. Yeah, because he's bailing everybody out. All these companies that were insolvent, all these funds and shit. He's the guy coming to save the day here. So also from Yahoo Finance, Bitcoin just barely hanging on ahead of historically weak September. So Yahoo's putting out the fact that, Bitcoin's hanging on by a thread, basically, because, September historically does not do too well for markets in general. But, I thought the same thing last year when I thought we could have had that Santa Claus rally coming through, and we did not. But historically, we had always had a Santa Claus rally in the stock market, and we did the exact opposite and fucking fell on our face here. So historically, that stuff has to be taken with a grain of salt. I'd like to see that there would be a bottom forming here. I'd like to think there's a bottom forming here, but the reality of the matter is, who really knows with 100% certainty? Now, you got this guy, though, Robert Kiyosaki. This guy keeps saying basically the same thing over and over again and is wrong every time. He says the crash is here. Stocks, gold, silver, Bitcoin, real estate are crashing. It's time to get rich. This guy has said this more times than I can even count to about markets crashing. And it says, it's not what's in your wallet, it's what's in your head. All markets crashing, blah, blah, blah. Change what's in your head first, then get richer, okay? Well, this guy pulled up a chart here of all his tweets here, and I'm assuming this is accurate. I didn't do my due diligence on it, but I have seen him say this time and time again. So if the dates don't line up exactly right, whatever. But, he's been saying since 2011, for the educated, economic crash is the best time to get rich. Guess what? Crash isn't over. Predicting since 2002, we'd see a stock market crash in 2016. Didn't happen. Time and time again, everything crash is coming. This guy just keeps spewing bullshit out of his mouth, and I'm just sick of looking at it. I think that he's there to scare people out of the market, and I guarantee you that when the crash does come, he would not have put out a tweet probably at that right time. He'd probably end up flipping and saying, "Oh, markets are going to continue going up here." Maybe he'll change his tune. Maybe that'll be your sell signal. All right, now, and don't forget, Kiyosaki, dude, he's in with all those guys in the club, the big boy club. So looks bear, OpenSea turns into NFT ghost town after daily volume plunges 99% from peak. An ongoing debt crisis at lending platform BenDAO is also increasing the risk of the NFT bubble bursting. So we've been saying NFTs are bullshit since day one. You know, if you're going to release an NFT and you're like a musician or something, you're going to have to have something that goes along with that NFT, like, you know, access to shows or backstage or some sort of signed memorabilia. Some shit has to go along with it. Almost has to be like a dividend paying stock is how I would view an NFT. That's how you're going to attract people into it. But again, NFT, I mean, there was a huge hype train going on during the last bull run, and the way it was working was like money was moving out of crypto and into NFTs and then back again. So like if Bitcoin was up, NFTs were down, and if NFTs were up, Bitcoin was down. It was just, yeah, it was an inverse relationship. And so, you know, let's not forget, you know, you had these tools over here. Look at his dumb face, Jimmy Fallon, with his stupid ass Bored Ape picture. I mean, why anybody would have bought that? I mean, you deserve to lose your money if you followed these guys. I would not be taking financial advice from a girl who made a porno and got famous off of it, and then some guy, Jimmy Fallon, like the worst late night talk show host I think I've ever seen, you know, floating out their bullshit pictures that they bought. And I found this actually come out right after that. Not right after that, after I was searching it today. This actually came out on August 8th, but still relevant to what we're saying here. 17 celebrities just got warning letters about shilling NFTs, right? Finally. It says that celebrities have been quick to jump into NFTs, but their motivations for doing so may be confusing to fans. Yeah, because they're shilling and they're selling to you. They need their exit plan. You are their exit plan. They need to put this stuff out to the public in order to exit their positions. Hence why these celebrities just tend to be buying these things at the right timing. Look at Kim Kardashian and Ethereum Max. Look at Mark Cuban and the Titan token. Basically, everything fell 99.9% after they talked about it. There's a reason for that. They are not your friends. They do not care about you. They do not want Joe Schmo to do well down the street. They want to make sure that they can get more for them and less for everybody else, to quote a famous comedian, George Carlin. Now, it says when it comes to NFTs, some celebrities are able to take financial risks due to their wealth, but many vulnerable consumers don't have that luxury, says Bonnie Patton, executive director of the group that sent the letters. Okay, so let's see who was on the list here. Dumbass freaking picture. DJ Khaled, Drake Bell, Eminem, Ava Longoria, Floyd Mayweather, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jimmy Fallon, Logan Paul, Madonna, Meek Mill. The list goes on. Paris, Timbaland, Snoop, Shaq, Tom Brady, and I don't know who Von Miller is, but whatever. These guys are not there to make you money. They're there to make themselves money. Look at this tool. Snoop Dogg with the cheetah print and some dumbass fucking Bored Ape picture on his shirt. Do not trust these guys. They are here to mislead you. So, I think with that being said, don't fall for the shills. If you do, well, you deserve to lose all your money. If you guys want to support the channel, sign up for the newsletter. Great way to do so. Link in the description below. We'll catch you all in the next video.